Why use Valvoline motor oil? It's the #1 choice of Indy 500 chief mechanics, Daytona 500 chief mechanics, NHRA mechanics, and Baja 1000 mechanics. For use in their race cars and in their own cars. Any more questions? People who know use Valvoline.
Sure running parts, motor gunning parts, hard tooling, track ruling, no fooling parts. Western Auto's no stranger to these parts.
Western Auto's got what it takes to keep a car running right. Serious parts at serious savings. Because at Western Auto, cars are serious business.
Even funny cars like mine.
Western Auto, just up the road or down the track.
Western Auto's no stranger to these parts.
Cars, but there's really 3 people involved in getting this race started. That third person is the starter, in this case, Tommy Resco here at Englishtown Raceway Park. Tommy, what are you looking for as these cars back up and get ready to stage?
It's not merely just pushing a button. I have to make sure the track is safe to race on. I also have to watch both cars, make sure they're not leaking, anything like that. And then, of course, that they both stage at the same time, and then make sure it's a good, safe, fair start for everybody. The best thing is, it's the best seat in the house.
I like to be able to feel the car just trying to hook the tire up at the end of the burnout. You'll feel the car starting to really pull, and then you step off of it. But the burnout is very critical to get the tires warmed up and get them sticky. Being that we work on the cars all the time, it's tougher, I think, on a driver that does their own tuning and somebody just drives the car. Because now you're sitting there listening to this motor run, you're thinking, is everything right? I think sometimes, I know I do it myself, and sometimes you think more about the car and you are driving, and your reaction times won't be there. When it comes race day, you got to forget about the motor. You got to concentrate on that Christmas tree. On the leave, it's an experience that I'm sure millions of people would love to experience. And it's a shame we can't make a simulator somehow to do that for the fans, because it's an experience it's very hard to describe. I mean, when you hit the throttle, you're instantly at 4 3/4, 5 Gs, and that holds. It's amazing these cars hold that kind of G meter. They just set you back in the seat and you're on for a ride. I mean, if you could ever get a ride in a jet airplane, it would give you the same sensation, because the jet aircraft has that kind of horsepower to do that. But the only thing different is you're running on the ground.
engine like this is a unique situation. It doesn't have any climate control adjustments like your carburetor Venturi to tell you whether it's rich or leaner. We have to make those adjustments ourselves, and that's based on the barometric pressure, the temperature, and the humidity. We try to take all those factors into account and just the fuel mixture so that this engine will make the same amount of horsepower whether it's at 3,000 feet elevation or on sea level. The driver's job is to heat the tires up by the tire spinning in the water and subsequent burnout. After that technique, we pack him carefully into his tracks, and hopefully we'll have enough traction to make a good run. Once the car's backed up, the crew has just about a few precious seconds to check the car over and make sure we have no leaks. Assure Michael that the car's okay and send him to the line with a good feeling. Then the job's up to him.
It's like to be top wheel driver in NHRA. Just super competitive. That's ultimate in being competitive out there. Kenny Bernstein and Amato and all the guys. A lot of pressure being running top wheel NHRA. To be smart. When it starts getting over your head, you shut it off. That's the biggest thing about driving one of these things, knowing when to shut it off, because if you let it get away from you, you end up getting hurt. The cost involved with one of these things is tremendous. That's really the major drawback to trying to run one of these cars is phenomenal cost. Anywhere $500,000 to $1 million to run one of these cars for a year. A gallon of nitro is $30, so every time you start it up in the pits, it costs $500.
toning it down a little bit on the burnout. Burnout was just a little bit strong yesterday. Tagged a couple of valves slightly. So we're going to limit the RPM of the engine going up. Put a little bit of more stop on it.
Well, the early days we had a lot of fires. Our worst accident happened a couple years ago in December when the car got upside down, caught on fire, and I got a few burns on my hands, my face, and my legs and feet. But my first thought was, is this thing ever going to stop?
And you just have to sit there because you're harnessed in the car, and fire will be all around you, and you just got to stand it till the car gets stopped and somebody puts the flames out. It's pretty scary.
Have a good, safe one, Richard, and not too long a burnout, I think. We're good. All right? You okay? Yeah. Okay, great.
Pretty scary ride. We've had some motor explosions and fire, but that was the worst that we've ever had, and it was pretty scary. Makes you think once in a while when you get to see one of them.
Mark's gonna be out there guiding you back, and I'll be back here guiding you back.
They think I'm a nice old man, you know, out for a Sunday drive. Really, that's what most of them think.
All right.
So we're backing up the car, we're looking for the track, the pattern in the track, and looking for how much fuel's coming out of the engine. If the engine looks like it's all right, make sure the temperature gets up there normal. We got a little flame out of the right header, which means it's a little bit lean, but it'll be all right. Okay, good luck to you. Thank you. Good job. Go about 6 more on that, and maybe about 5 more pounds on the pressure, air pressure. Make that clutch come in good.
I think we're still number 1 with that.
Yep, we are. That's number 1.
Never turn the tires.
Never. Look great. Got up on it. Good.
Puts more power in.
Yep.
More clutch.
A little bit more power and more clutch.
Right on the money.
Yep.
Yesterday was a 60, and it was soft. It was soft today, but we're just trying to get down the track, you know, sneak up on a little bit.
It didn't look like it turned the tire at all.
It didn't. It was smooth as silk all the way through.
Not bad for an old man, huh?
No, not too bad. It's just sort of hard to get out of it. It's quite a thrill if you've never done it. And they go fast, which is pretty neat. And really, that's about all I know about it.
What you're looking at here is a top fuel dragster stripped of its decorative and functional body panels down to the bare skeleton. On the front here you see the wing mounted in an inverted position to force down on the front end to keep the car from going over backwards. Here we see the small front wheels, and they're this small just for lightweight because you don't need much steerage capability at this speed. They're very light. Here's a custom fuel tank. It holds approximately 20 gallons. They have nitromethane at a cost of $25 a gallon, and we burn about 10 gallons each run. These giant lines are necessary to feed that amount of volume to this engine in that amount of time. Here we see the computer. There's several transducers here. This thing records all the pertinent functions on the engine and the car so that we can tell what it's doing after the short 5-second run. The frame is built out of chrome moly and it's space tube construction, as you can see. Very light, but yet very stiff. We have a gas pedal here, clutch pedal. This is a fuel control lever, steering wheel, 2 parachute shutoffs, the brake handle, and the reverser level. Right now we just come back for a run and we're beginning to tear the engine apart. It's a replica of a 65 Dodge engine Hemi that was built a long time ago, so it was a very good design and we're still using it, only with modern updated parts. Between rounds we take this engine completely down, inspect all the bearings, pistons, and everything that there is looking the motor, and put it all back together in an hour. They give us about an hour and a half to do this, so we just have time to start it back up and get ready for the next round. Here we have the safety clutch can area in which a 4-disc clutch resides. This is a clutch controller here. This is the reverser. This is a control box for the clutch, and of course the rear end. These cars are limited to a 320 gear, and they all have that. The wing is a dual element wing built out of carbon fiber, very light but capable of producing very much downforce, and these struts have been a questionable item, and they've been reinforced several times because of wing breakage. 1,960 pounds, 4,000 to 5,000 horsepower. Figure out that power to weight ratio. Nitro fed, that's a top fuel dragster.
what you drive, Western Auto's got the serious parts you need.
At the serious savings you want.
So you can keep your car running good.
Even if you only drive it on Sundays.
Western Auto, just up the road or down the track.
Western Auto's no stranger to these parts.
Why use Valvoline motor oil? It's the #1 choice of Indy 500 chief mechanics, Daytona 500 chief mechanics, NHRA mechanics, and Baja 1000 mechanics. For use in their race cars and in their own cars. Any more questions? People who know use Valvoline.
Sure running parts, motor gunning parts, hard tooling, track ruling, no fooling parts. Western Auto's no stranger to these parts.
Western Auto's got what it takes to keep a car running right. Serious parts at serious savings. Because at Western Auto, cars are serious business.
Even funny cars like mine.
Western Auto, just up the road or down the track.